Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system.
Matt Horn
is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Then put your little hand in mine. There ain't no hill or mountain we can't climb. Babe, I got you, babe. I got you, babe.
Hey, it's Sydney, and I'm going to tell you why you need to get Groundhog Day like father, like son. So, the whole premise of it is based off the movie Groundhog Day, and you're stuck in this time loop, and you're reliving the same day, and not only do you get to create your own story and your own dialogue, you get to experience fun, adventurous activities, and it's a great experience for all ages. So, you should definitely check it out.
So on the line we have Sydney Cope talking to us. From where are you talking to us from, Sydney?
Hi, I'm talking to you from Dallas, Texas.
Oh, that's where that man was shot.
Oh.
Yeah, it's probably the only part of Dallas that's quite infamous, really, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm from Dallas, but I'm kind of back and forth to California, so kind of get a good mix of both.
So what's the weather like in Dallas, Texas?
Actually, it's pretty nasty right now. It's very stormy, cloudy. Yeah, we're having bad thunderstorms today, so nothing exciting. Staying inside, that's for sure.
So the reason why we've got you here is obviously because of the new VR game, Groundhog Day, like father, like son.
Yes.
Now, I'm going to start off by recapping what I said in the other interview, which was none of the original cast are in this game at all. And the other thing is that I look at it and I think, could they not have done a sequel as a film? Did it really have to be VR?
Oh. Well, I think it was kind of interesting that they chose to do VR rather than make a sequel as a movie, because you kind of get to create your own story throughout the game. So I think it's very interesting the way it all came together.
What was production of the game like for you?
It was actually such a great experience. I have never done anything in the VR world before this, and so the process behind it was we did the table read, which, because it was a VR game, the script for the whole project was a lot longer than it would be for normal things, because there are so many different options and routes you can take throughout the game. And so we got to read through all of that and kind of see the different options of the game and the different pathways you can choose. And then we went in separately, each character, and we had to wear this headset that had a camera on it to pick up like face movements. And then we just went over all of our lines and we made the character come to life.
And you're playing Sophie Connors.
Yes, I am. She's a fun character.
Girlfriend or sister?
She's actually a niece.
Oh, she's a niece?
Yes.
Because obviously in the original film there's no mention of Sophie or any of his family, to be honest, on that.
They decided to introduce some new characters and kind of expand on the story. So my character's a new one.
Well, I'm going to go a bit sort of backward now. Had you ever seen the original film before you'd actually signed on to the project?
Yes, I have.
What were your thoughts?
I loved it. I thought it was a great concept, and I love Bill Murray, and so it was another one of his great works, and so I was super excited that I booked the VR.
There's various things I could mention. Obviously, that Cher song.
Classic.
Potstani Phil, obviously. He's in the game as well, I hear.
Yes, he is. He is actually a really fun character as well. It was just very interesting seeing all the actors, and Phil in the game, like, he grows throughout the process of you playing the game. He starts, like, he's annoyed with being back in Punxsutawney with the family, and he's really just focused on, like, himself, and he's kind of very selfish towards the beginning. And as you go through the game and you realize that there's different tasks and different approaches towards specific characters, he grows and he kind of develops like, okay, I guess it's not as bad, and he kind of shares a love with his family.
Have you had a chance to actually play the finished project?
I actually have not. I'm still in the process of it. I'm working on it though, slowly but surely.
Well, obviously, it's a film that was quintessential to the 80s. They've obviously gone for VR this time. There's also a stage production. Don't know if you know about that, Sydney.
Oh.
I know. It's a Broadway play.
Oh, wow. Okay. That is news to me. That's cool.
Because you do a radio play with it, I wonder.
I feel like you can just try everything. Why not?
Are there any sort of funny anecdotes you can share about the production of the game?
There's a lot of funny aspects to this project. Yeah, it was cool in the creating side of this, whenever like we would go in individually and we brought the characters to life and going over all the lines and the whole shebang. The producers and the writers, they were very nice and allowed me to kind of improv in a way and like kind of bring my own ideas to Sophie herself. They kind of gave me like an idea of like the scene that was going on in the game, and they were just very open to ideas, and so some of the lines in there were just kind of fun to experiment with.
And for anyone who doesn't know, supposedly there were 600 pages of dialogue, I hear.
Yes, it was like a 7-8 hour table read.
I'm just trying to think of how you would do a table read if it's multilinear.
Some of the dialogue is very repetitive throughout the game. We kind of skimmed through some of the choices and the directions you can go throughout the game. And we kind of just like would do one scene like a specific way, like if you picked a specific answer and where that would take you. Because it was really repetitive throughout most of the script, since you're repeating the same day over and over and over. And so we kind of went that way, but there was still so many different options throughout the game, so it did take a little bit.
Okay, so Doctor Who, Rick and Morty, and now Groundhog Day. Obviously, these have all had VR games attached to them. Sydney, is VR the future?
I would hope so, because I love VR. I don't know. I feel like just technology in general is advancing so much every single day, and I can only imagine what's going to be like 10 years from now. But with VR, I feel like there's so much more that creators and developers are going to bring, and it's only going to expand the different options and opportunities that creative animators and anyone that is interested in this side of the industry can put their interest and all of their creativeness into. So I feel that, yeah, it could be in the future, because there's so much to grow with this and so much more to learn.
I mean, I've heard that they do. I couldn't believe this when I heard this actually, but it does sound clever and you know, makes sense. But supposedly in hospitals with like ambulance crews, they're now doing VR sort of programs where they can sort of work out how to cut someone open, basically.
What?
Yeah.
That is crazy. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I mean, you never know. Technology is wild. But I always think of Black Mirror when it's like VR, because Black Mirror has so much crazy, like, futuristic ideas that it brings, and it's crazy to think that could actually be our future. So I don't know. I do not know, but I'm excited to see.
Black Mirror was a British idea.
Oh, there you go.
All I'm gonna say, British idea,
Okay.
Not American, British.
Okay, yes.
So, gonna ask you a personal question, Sydney.
Okay.
Okay, feel free to decline it as well. Obviously, the game is about repeating the same day over and over and over again. If you had the chance to repeat a day over and over and over again, which would it be?
Oh, gosh. That's a great question, actually. Gosh, I don't know. I love to travel, and if I had to pick a day, it would honestly probably be like a travel day that I've had in the past where I've got to see like different locations, or maybe even a road trip, because then I can just explore more. But that would be kind of an interesting day.
They should do like a Groundhog Day, which is basically a travel log, and it starts off at the airport, and then someone goes to Italy, and then they go to Russia, and then they go to Thailand or whatever.
Yes. Yeah, I would probably maybe pick a day where I am at the airport and then change my flight information maybe while I'm there. I don't know. Something. Change it up.
But what would be your song?
My song?
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Well, my favorite song ever is Upside Down by Jack Johnson, just because it always puts a smile on my face. So I would probably pick that song.
Well, obviously, I believe it was your first sort of dip, as it were, into VR technology and video gaming. Has it sort of inclined you to sort of go towards voice acting more so, and even more still, mocapping?
It's very interesting, and I think it's such a cool type of industry and a whole new world, and it's opened up many ideas as to what I would like to continue doing, and I'm honestly open to just new experiences. So yes, I would love to do more voiceover stuff and like more VR stuff, but I'm not just going to limit to just voiceover and VR stuff. I'm open still for trying new things.
Well, obviously we're going to talk a bit about you, Sydney, you yourself.
Okay.
What made you want to get into acting in the first place?
Well, I actually started with dance. I was about 2 years old, and then I got into the whole competition thing, and then I started actually singing at the age of like 7, and I was just working really towards dance and singing, and then I was actually at a dance convention, and the dance convention, it was the first time that it had offered an acting workshop with Lane Napper. And so I tried that because I was like, why not? And Lane actually pulled me aside after, and he was like, you need to get into acting, and told me that it's good to always have not just singing and dancing, but to also have acting so you can be a triple threat. And I always had an interest in acting, and I did theater at a young age just because my mom was like, oh, try this out. And so I did that for maybe like a year or so. And so after that dance convention, I got more interested into acting. And so I developed a love for it after that, and I've just been obsessed with it.
Obviously, I ask this question so much now, it's becoming the same answer. What advice would you give to anyone wanting to pursue a career in the industry?
I would just say keep your head up, because there's lots of no's before you get that one yes. And it is such a hard industry, but if you stay strong and have thick skin and just keep your head up, you will just work hard and do your best, and the right people will come along and join you on your journey.
Well, I've got a new question for 2020.
Okay.
It does go on the personal slightly. Obviously, I've had too many people to count now on this podcast, and obviously, one of the things that sort of comes back to me again and again is the fact that the actors have sort of this not high life, but they've got this sort of special life where they can, you know, follow their dreams and, you know, meet all these extraordinary people like Tom Hanks and Benedict Cumberbatch. But when you actually look into it deeper, you find out that they're actually having to do other jobs in order to supplement acting and going to auditions and rehearsals and etc. So with that in mind, Sydney, what other jobs have you done in order to supplement acting?
The first kind of job that I did outside of it was I actually taught dance at a dance studio, and I did that like once a week, and that was in Dallas until I kind of started mainly being out in LA. And it was actually funny. I always talked to like my friends and stuff when I went to public school, and I was like, yeah, we should get like a retail job together or something. I just want that experience because I feel like it's important to just see all aspects of life. And so this was actually this past year. It kind of got slow because you can never predict when you're going to be busy in acting or when you're going to be slow because it's very sporadic. And so it had been slow for me for a while. And so I was like, you know, I'm going to actually get a job at Outback Steakhouse. And so I became a hostess actually, but I ended up only lasting for like 3 weeks because I was like, well, this isn't where I belong. And I ended up getting busy again. And so it just kind of was bad timing. And luckily, knocking on some wood, it will continue to stay busy. But like I said, I'm open to new experiences and experiencing everything I can in this life.
Well, obviously you've been in a number of different projects. Which actors and actresses have been your favourites to work with and why? And who would you like to work with in the future?
Oh boy. Well, actually, I am working on a project right now that has been my favorite working with, actors-wise. It's also a Netflix film that is still in the process. It's called The Prom, and it's based off the musical The Prom, and I'm actually a dancer in it, but the main principals in that have been so nice and great to work with. On that project is Meryl Streep, Nicole Kidman, James Corden, Keegan-Michael Key, and some other phenomenal actors and actresses, and so that's probably been my favorite experience also because it's Meryl Streep, and like to see her in person and actually work with her has been unreal, and it's just gotten me more excited for the future. And I'd say to work with in the future, oh my gosh, that's such a hard question. There's so many. Honestly, probably Will Ferrell. I've always been interested to meet him and work with him. I just want to see how he is on set in the creative process of everything.
Well, funny enough, because we've been doing this podcast for so long now, a lot of other actors that have come before you, Sydney, have absolutely always said, especially the female demographic, and I think that's probably quite true, they've always wanted to work with Meryl Streep.
Yes. I would not blame them. That's been my goal, and I luckily have gotten there. But I'm hoping it's not the end. Maybe I can work with her again in the future. But yeah, she is phenomenal. One of the best actresses to ever live. She is amazing.
She's had a massive career. I mean, we could list quite a lot of films together. Won 3 Oscars. She was voted the 37th greatest movie star of all time by Entertainment Weekly. With that in mind, obviously she's had a variety of different roles during her career. Are there any sort of roles that you would like to do in the future?
I would love to try or to be in an action adventure type of film and just be able to be like that badass character. I feel like that'd be so much fun.
So you want to be the villain?
Well, being the villain would be fun too. Well, kind of more of the superhero, I would say. You know, like the girl or the character that comes in, maybe a little mysterious, and she ends up being the hero and kicks some booty while taking action and saving people. Yeah, I don't know. Why not?
All I'm going to say is Margot Robbie.
Yeah. Yes, basically.
You want to be Margot Robbie? Well, that's not a bad thing.
Yeah. But like I said, I'm open to everything. I'm not just going to limit myself to specific characters or specific roles. I'm open to try different things and push myself to get out of my comfort zone.
Well, I do have one final project to sort of look at before we go into the 1 minute plug. You're going to have to sort of correct me here with this as to whether it's out or not, because from what I can see, it was released at one of the festivals or even a theatrical premiere last year. So I've got no idea whether it's actually been wide released. 47 Hours to Live.
Oh, yes. I'm not actually sure where that is released or where you can find it, unfortunately. But yeah, that was a project I did, feels like forever ago. But I actually, sadly, do not have information as to where that is premiering.
It's a good idea.
Yeah.
Basically, teenage girls look on the internet for scary stories, find a game on a website, you can summon the supernatural through your phone, and if you lose the game, you you die, basically. It's like a dark Jumanji.
Yeah. Yeah, something like that. That's a good way to describe it, yeah.
And I'm going to say to the distributors, you're not going to nick that.
Yeah.
That's mine. That's mine. If you want me to quote it, send me the film, and then you can have the quote.
You're funny.
So I'm going to give you a 1 minute plug. A 1 minute plug to plug Groundhog Day and anything else you've got coming up.
Okay. So Groundhog Day you can find through any virtual reality outlooks or, what am I trying to say, system, softwares. It's mainly on PS4. You can find it easily. And yeah, check it out. It's a really fun, interesting game. I also have a Netflix film called Fallout 2 You Can Do This, coming out towards the summertime. The trailer's already out. You can check that out on my Instagram at Sydney.Cope and on my Facebook as well. All my social medias are linked together. Yeah, check that out and look forward to seeing how it all turns out.
I've got to ask about Fallout 2. It's a family film. I think we can mention that.
Is.
It's like that franchise that I can't remember that they did with dance, isn't it?
Step Up?
Step Up, that's the one.
Yes, it's like that. It brings both gymnastics and dance kind of together in an interesting story.
What was it like working on that?
It was a great experience. I met some really cool people out of it, and I got to actually work one-on-one with the real gymnast who the story is about. So I played Chase Caps in the movie, and I actually got to hang out with her on set, and I worked one-on-one with perfecting her specific movements. And the stunt double gymnast, I actually had a whole day where I just learned her whole routine, and I really observed her body movements and like her specific placements and face movements, and portray Chase as much as I possibly could. So overall, I learned a lot from that experience, and I'm super excited to see how the project turns out.
Okay. Well, there is a question I do have, because it is gymnastics and it is dancing combined. How difficult is it to do either?
Well, the dance part I love, because I've been dancing for almost 16 years now, and it was great. And then the gymnastics part, that was a little bit, well, I should say a little different than what I was used to, because when I was learning the floor routine from the gymnast, it was a little difficult for me because they don't go by counts, as in like 8 counts, like 5, 6, 7, 8. They kind of just go based off the movements themselves and like the order of it, and not too specific with exact arm placements or like shoulders or legs, specific things. So that was a little bit of a challenge, but it really just comes down to observing and be able to portray that on yourself.
Well, we're vastly coming to the end of the interview, and unfortunately I'm contractually obliged, Sydney, to ask you this question.
Okay.
Hooray! What's your favourite Cher song?
My favorite Cher song?
Yeah.
Wow. Honestly, I would have to say I love Cher and Burlesque, and so her performance in that is probably my favorite just because I love that movie.
No particular songs?
Of course, I'm getting put on the spot, and I cannot think of the name of the songs because they're all running together. It's from the Burlesque soundtrack. I don't know, there's so many.
So, obviously, it's the end of the interview now. Oh
no.
Yeah, obviously, we'll have to get you back.
Yes, for sure.
Yes.
It's been great.
Thanks very much for your time.
Thank you so much. It was so nice meeting you and talking to you.
Bye-bye, Sydney.
Bye.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system.
Matt Horn
Is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.